All right, on this page we're practicing dividing with decimals again, but practicing if they're written horizontally, okay, like this. So if it's me personally, I want to rewrite this as 0.4 into 8.68, and then now I can notice the second number actually goes first. So on this one, again, it's going to be 0.3 into 7.11. Okay. Now, once you have it set up, now it's just like the last page. You've got to get rid of this decimal, so we move it over 1. We have to, if we move it over 1 out here, we have to move it over 1 inside as well. So now this becomes 4 into 86.8. And now we bring our decimals straight up and we start dividing. 4 goes into 8 twice. 2 times 4 is 8. Subtract gives me 0. Bring down the 6. 4 goes into 6 one time. 1 times 4 is 4. Subtract gives me 2. Bring down the 8. 4 goes into 28 7 times. 7 times 4 is 28. Subtract gives me 0. So my answer to this problem is 21.7. Okay, the next one, again, I got to move my decimal over 1, so I move my decimal over 1 inside as well. So I can rewrite this as 3 into 71.1. Bring my decimal straight up. 3 goes into 7 twice. 3 times 2 is 6. Subtract gives me 1. Bring down my 1. 3 goes... Bring down my 1. 3 goes into 11 3 times. 3 times 3 is 9. Subtract gives me 2. Bring down my 1. 3 goes into 21 7 times. 7 times 3 is 21. Subtract gives me 0. So my answer to this problem is 23.7. Okay, moving down to the bottom. Again, the second number is what goes on the outside. 0.13 into 32.50. To get rid of this decimal, I got to move it over twice. So I move the decimal inside over twice. So this now becomes 13 into 3,250. And my decimal is right here, so I bring it straight up. Okay, 13 can't go into 3. 13 can go into 32 at least twice. 26, subtract, gives me 6, bring down my 5. 13 goes into 65, let's see, that's about, I'm going to say 5, yeah, 5 times, 13 times 5, 15, 65 exactly. Bring down my 0. 13 goes into 0, 0 times. 0 times 13 is 0, subtract gives me 0. So this answer was simply 250. No numbers behind the decimal. Okay, next one. Again, this is 1.6 into 6.08. To get rid of the decimal out here, I have to move it over 1, so I have to move it over 1 inside as well. So this becomes 16 into 60.8. 16 can't go into 6, but it can go into 60. I'm going to say about, it's either 3 or 4. Let's try 3. $48. If I add one more 16, it's going to be 14. 64, yeah, one more would be too big, so it's got to be 3, and that's 48. Subtract gives me 12. Bring down my 8. Oh, and I forgot to bring my decimal straight up into my answer now. Okay, 16 into 128. Well, 10 times 16 would be 160. That's about 40 too big, so I'm going to try 8. 16 times 8. 8 times 6 is 48. And that would be 128 right on, so it's 8. Already did 16 times 8 right here, so I know it's 128. Subtract. Gives me 0, so my answer for this one, 3.8. Okay, continue with the rest of the problems, doing them the same way. If you need to come back and watch the video, don't hesitate, pause, rewind. If you're still having questions, raise your hand. All right, thanks again for watching, and I'll see you on the next one.